Welcome to the Philippines Premier Motor Show. This is Autofocus. I'm Ray Louis Gamboa. Here are our features on this edition of your electronic magazine, exclusive to the automobile and its industry.
Starting off with reviews of two vehicle models presently in the local market. A 4x2 pickup from Nissan, the Navara VE, and an MPV from GAC, the GN6 GE. Plus a feature-to-feature comparison of two compact SUVs, the Honda CR-V SX versus the Geely Azkara Luxury. On Autopedia, we'll talk about the importance of following your vehicle's preventive maintenance schedule, together with the latest news and developments in the local auto industry. We shall have Speed Lab's Project Kia Saludo as our special feature.
The next 60 minutes is all about the automobile. This is Autofocus, and we'll be right back after this short break.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Mitsubishi Strada Athlete, confident to the core.
Welcome back to Autofocus, the automobile show. We start this edition of your electronic magazine with a review of one of the latest automobile models from Nissan. So you want a pickup that could double as a daily drive during weekdays in the city and as a workhorse for the family farm on weekends. Let's check out the Nissan Navara VE 4x2 Automatic.
There's now a pickup truck for most needs and wants of buyers of varied means. There are the 4x4 trail-ready pickups with all the modern comforts and conveniences, the latest in driver assist and safety technology, as well as smart connectivity so much sought these days. These are most expensive in the lineup of pickup makers and distributors. There are the base models with 4x2 drivetrains that provide just basic functionalities and comforts in pickups meant to be affordable but dependable workhorses, the most affordable in the pickup truck lineup. In between are pickups of various configurations of power and drivetrains as well as accoutrements of modern-day mobility. The Nissan Navara VE 4x2 Automatic falls among these in-betweens at 5,260mm long, 1,850mm wide, and 1,810mm tall, with a 3,150mm long wheelbase. The Navara VE shares the new beefier grille and bumper of its more expensive siblings. Only difference is the VE 4x2 automatic grille is chromed. The rear bumper is also new and designed to make it easier to climb into the back of the pickup truck. Both front and rear bumpers come in body color. Also shared are the quad LED projector headlights with follow me home function, and LED daylight running lights, front fog lamps and tail lamps, as well as the high mount stop lamp. The body color side mirrors with the integrated turn signals power fold and adjust. The Navara VE 4x2 Automatic comes with keyless entry. The interior features some soft surfaces, fabric upholstery, and trim. It comes with room enough to comfortably sit 5. The driver and front seat passenger enjoy what Nissan calls its zero-gravity type seats that manually slide and recline. The driver gets the benefit of a height adjuster to help find its preferred driving position, aided in part by a tiltable steering wheel. Passengers in the back can benefit from a fold-down armrest with twin beverage holders. The leather-wrapped steering wheel feels great and comes with controls for audio, hands-free phone, cruise control, and the multi-information display screen between the large dials for the odometer and the tachometer. Other comfort and convenience features include power windows and door locks and dual-zone automatic air conditioning with rear vents. There are 12-volt sockets on the dashboard, in the center console, and the rear, as well as 4 USB ports. The overhead console houses the map lamp, sunglass holder, plus a mood lamp. The sun visors come with illuminated vanity mirror plus a ticket holder for the driver. All 4 doors have large pockets and soft armrests. Infotainment on the drive is provided by a proprietary Nissan 8-inch advanced touchscreen audio compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, with Bluetooth capability for hands-free call-in audio stream, USB, iPod connection, aux port, AM/FM tuner, and 6 speakers including 2 tweeters. Powering the VE 4x2 automatic is a 2,488cc 4-cylinder diesel engine with variable turbocharger and intercooler, generating 190 PS at 3,600 RPM and 450 Nm of torque at 2,000 RPM. The 7-speed automatic transmission comes in manual mode for those who want greater control of gear shifts. One of the strong points of the Navara has been its handling on various surfaces and road conditions, helped along by a fully boxed ladder frame riding on front double wishbones with coil spring, and stabilizer bar and 5 multi-link with dual rate coil spring and stabilizer bar. Nissan said that it has tuned the refreshed Navara to be kinder to people in the back seat. The Navara brakes use front ventilated discs and rear drums to provide reliable and confident stopping power, especially with anti-lock brake system with electronic brake force distribution and brake assist for added safety. Also standard on the Navara is the Vehicle Dynamic Control, which comes with 4-wheel active brake limited slip and trailer assist. The VE 4x2 also comes with intelligent emergency braking, driver attention alert, and hill start assist. Pickups are hard to park, but helping in this is the reverse camera. Other standard safety and security features in the Navara VE 4x2 automatic are SRS airbags, 3-point ELR seat belts for 5 with driver and front passenger getting pre-tensioner, ISOFIX, and tether anchors.
The Nissan Navara VE 4x2 automatic certainly fits the need for a pickup that's a comfortable daily driver in the city and a capable workhorse on a farm setting. The latest auto industry news and developments right after this break.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Welcome back to Autofocus. We now have the latest auto industry news.
Ford has just unveiled the all-new Ranger for all to see in a global reveal broadcast recently from Melbourne, Australia. But that is just to tease pickup enthusiasts who will have to wait for the production of the next generation Ranger. Ford says the next generation Ranger will be built at Ford's plants in Thailand and South Africa beginning in 2022, with other markets to be announced at a later date. Specific market launch details will also be announced later on. Perhaps the global reveal is just to stay the hand of pickup buyers from acquiring one immediately and wait for the new Ranger to come to their shores. Ford cites a number of reasons for waiting. This includes a purposeful exterior that shares Ford's global truck design DNA with a defined new grille, signature C-clamp headlight treatment at the front, subtle shoulder line down the sides incorporating a bolder wheel arch that gives the Ranger a sure-footed stance. Another attraction is a car-like cabin with premium soft-touch materials, prominent portrait-style center touchscreen with Ford's signature Sync 4 connectivity and entertainment system. Beneath the new bodywork is an upgraded chassis riding on a wheelbase 50mm longer, and a track 50mm wider than the prior Ranger, allowing a bigger cargo bed. and an engine bay that can accommodate a 3.0-liter turbo diesel V6, one of 3 turbocharged diesel engines to be made available. At the global reveal, 3 models, the stylish XLT, the rugged Sport, and Adventure Wildtrak were showcased. If and when the next generation Ranger arrives, will it have the 3.0L V6 turbo diesel engine? Now that should certainly be worth the wait. Kia Philippines has given motoring media opportunity to test drive the new K2500 variants, which now include 4x4 units, a first in its segment.
We're here with a Kia K2500. This is our light commercial vehicle, the only one so far in the lineup that we have. And this is meant for the businessmen or the corporations that would like to move people or merchandise.
The K2500 durability drive started with the road trip from Bonifacio Global City in Taguig to the General's Farm in Batangas, a journey that encompassed a wide array of road conditions. At the farm awaited a driving course that provided more challenging terrain that tested both the 4x2 and 4x4 K2500 variants as well as driver skills.
Well, this part in particular is regular farm roads, which is basically roads that are flattened out well and then has drainage, and it's been maintained because the farm uses it.
After conquering the challenges, the K2500's return journey to the BGC passed through the uphill and downhill roads of Tagaytay. The K2500 is available in different body configurations to match virtually all needs of businesses needing commercial vehicles. These include double cab drop side, single cab drop side, cargo, which is a closed van with low ceiling, carga, which is a 19-seater air-conditioned people carrier, closed van, and a cabin chassis.
The K25, our entry into the light commercial vehicle segment of the market, very flexible, very powerful engine, and it is perfect for the entrepreneur, for the small medium enterprise owners, or even for corporate enterprise customers who have to haul goods or logistics items or even their own people. We have the vehicle available. So come and visit our dealerships nationwide.
Goodyear Philippines has rolled out the Assurance MaxGuard SUV tires. Goodyear says these are customized for the Asia-Pacific market and provide 2-in-1 protection of superior grip and durability. The new tires, perfect for SUVs, feature Goodyear's Active Grip technology that provides tight grip for superior handling and shorter braking distance on wet roads. Goodyear added that DuraGuard technology builds a robust tire carcass to withstand cuts and punctures while enhancing performance durability with 2-ply construction and strong steel belt package. The Assurance MaxGuard SUV tire features an upgraded tread pattern with an angled block design, noise reduction rim, and narrow grooves to make a quieter and more comfortable driving experience. The Assurance MaxGuard SUV is available in 15 to 18-inch rim diameters for use in vehicles such as the Honda CR-V, Toyota Fortuner, Toyota RAV4, Mitsubishi Montero Sport, and other popular mid-size SUV models in the Asia-Pacific market. Toyota Motor Philippines has been cited for performance excellence at the 2019-2020 Philippine Quality Awards or PQA of the Department of Trade and Industry or DTI. Toyota is the first automotive company to receive the distinction of attaining PQA Level 4, the highest level of national recognition of exemplary organizational performance in total quality management. The award was presented to Toyota by President Rodrigo Roa Duterte together with DTI Secretary Ramon Lopez and the DTI Competitiveness Bureau Director Lilian Solonga during the conferment ceremony. Toyota is only the second Philippine organization in PQA's 22-year history to achieve Level 4 Quality Award for Performance Excellence. In receiving the award, Toyota Motor Philippines Chairman Alfred T. said the company is honored to receive such high distinction in the PQA history, as well as to share its best practices that can serve as benchmarks for other Philippine industries. The PQA award further inspires Toyota to continue to improve and ultimately help our businesses become more sustainable, said Toyota Motor Philippines President Atsuhiro Okamoto. The company's Vice President David Go said that with the strong and continued support from the government, local manufacturers like Toyota Motor Philippines can develop the capability to compete in the global arena and drive economic growth.
Those are the latest news and developments in the automotive industry. We shall take another short break. Stay with us. I'll be right back.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Live extra
with the Mitsubishi Xpander Cross.
The all-new Nissan Almera takes on every challenge with you, equipped with what you need. Premium and dynamic design that's an absolute stunner. Innovative tech for a drive that's safe and confident. And an efficient turbocharged engine to take you where you want to go. The all-new Nissan Almera challenge the standards.
Every time I'm on the road, I can expect high performance from Phoenix Fuels. Now with Pulse technology, delivers enhanced power and acceleration to make every trip come alive.
Welcome back to Autofocus, the country's premier automobile news and features electronic magazine. Here's our feature-to-feature comparison of the latest automobile models belonging to the same category on Head to Head. SUVs and crossovers now come in various sizes, trim levels, powertrains, and seating capacity. In this edition of Head to Head, we pit the top-of-the-line 2020 CR-V SX Diesel all-wheel drive against the top-of-the-line Geely Azkara Luxury in a spec-to-spec comparison.
The top-of-line Honda CR-V SX Diesel 9 automatic all-wheel drive with Honda Sensing arrived with a refreshed fascia and 7 seats. It is now 4,623mm long, 1,855mm wide, and 1,668mm tall, with a 2,662mm long wheelbase and 208mm ground clearance. Noticeable exterior features included an aggressive-looking bumper with LED fog lamps, new chrome bumper accents, and chrome grille wing, smoke-tinted rear taillights, and redesigned rear bumper. It also came with a panoramic sunroof, sequential front turn signals, 18-inch alloy wheels, LED headlights with auto-leveling and high beam support system, power-adjustable and power-folding door mirrors with side turn signals, auto-rain sensing front wipers, intermittent with washer and auto-wipe rear wipers, tailgate spoiler, silver bumper skid garnish, shark fin antenna, and mudguards. The CR-V all-wheel drive variant comes with 235/60 R18 103H tires and a suspension featuring front McPherson struts and multi-link system in the rear. Geely's entry to the compact SUV segment, the all-new Azkara, is 4,544mm long, 1,831mm wide, and 1,713mm tall, with a 2,670mm long wheelbase. The Azkara exterior features a large expanding Cosmos grille, dynamic diamond LED headlamps with LED daylight running lights, stereoscopic rear spoiler, and 18-inch aluminum wheels wrapped by 225/60 R18 tires. It also comes with body color door handles with chrome accents, power fold side view mirrors with integrated puddle lamps and turn signals, and shark's fin antenna. The CR-V SX Diesel 9 automatic all-wheel drive is powered by a 1.6-liter DOHC IDTEC turbo diesel engine that generates 120 PS at 4,000 revolutions per minute and maximum torque of 300 Nm at 2,000 RPM. The engine is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission that drives all four wheels. An all-wheel disc brake system, ventilated in front and solid in the rear, controls all that power and torque. The Azkara Luxury is motivated by a mild hybrid powertrain consisting of 1.5-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged gasoline engine and a 48-volt electric motor synergy or EMS system. Combined, the gasoline engine and the 48V EMS generate a maximum of 190 horsepower and 300 Nm of torque. A 7-speed wet dual-clutch transmission sends power and torque to all four wheels of the Azkara Luxury. The transmission system features a drive mode selector, which allows easy shifting from comfort, eco, off-road, and sport. The brake system features ventilated front and solid rear discs, while the suspension that uses front McPherson strut and coil system and multi-link system in the rear. Comfort and convenience in the Honda CR-V SX all-wheel drive start with a smart entry with push-start system. Inside the spacious cabin are leather upholstered seats for 7. The driver enjoying 8-way power adjust seat with lumbar support. Front passenger with 4-way adjust seat. Other CNC features include, among others, a 3-spoke leather upholstered steering wheel that tilts and telescopes and mounted with controls for multi-info display on the TFT instrument cluster, audio and hands-free phone, an intelligent dual-zone automatic air conditioning system with roof air conditioning vents with independent controls, wireless charger, USB ports in the center console, and a rear center console. The top-of-line CR-V also comes with a 7-inch touchscreen advanced display audio with navigation system that comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Bluetooth, and plays through 8 speakers that include 4 tweeters. Geely packed the 5-seater Azkara Luxury with the comfort and convenience features that include much of what are found in high-end automobiles. These include Nappa leather for upholstery and trim with brushed aluminum for accents, driver's seat that power adjusts 6 ways, the front passenger seat that manually adjusts 4 ways, D steering wheel which tilts and telescopes, and mounted with controls for cruise control and other functions. All standard in the Azkara are dual-zone air conditioning system with rear vents, cooled console storage, CN95 cabin filter, a 7-inch LCD instrument panel displaying car functions in full color, wireless chargers for mobile phones, and power tailgate. The infotainment system features a 12.3-inch high-definition panel for watching movies, playing music, and can be linked to mobile phone and is integrated with the Azkara's 4 HD wide-angle cameras at all 4 corners. The Honda CR-V comes with the latest iterations of auto passive and active safety features that include, among others, dual front SRS, side and side curtain airbags, the anti-lock braking system with electronic brake force distribution, 3-point ELR seatbelts for 7, ISOFIX, and child safety lock. The CR-V SX also comes with technology for safer driving from Agile Handling Assist, Vehicle Stability Assist, Hill Start Assist, Honda Lane Watch, multi-view reverse camera with dynamic guidelines, front and rear corner sensors, to a low tire pressure warning system. It also features walk-away auto lock and auto door unlock system, the security alarm, and immobilizer. The Ascara Luxury also comes with the latest in passive and active safety systems that include seatbelts for all 5 occupants, dual airbags, side and curtain airbags, traction control system, electronic stability control, hill start assist, and hill descent control, anti-lock brake system with electronic brake force distribution, and auto brake hold.
It can't be said enough. Now may be the best time to buy a family or personal vehicle with a lot of great options with great features and at price points that meet many budgets. The CR-V and the Ascara are among good options for different needs and wants.
All-new Isuzu Mu-X. Take the lead.
Be it fine dining, a romantic garden wedding, a relaxed casual meal, or an important business event, Ilustrado is the place to go. Aside from its famed paella, the Ilustrado restaurant, which is located within the history-laden walled city of Intramuros, is also the favorite destination of food gourmands for its famous callos and lengua and other classic gustatory offerings. Ilustrado restaurant, only for the foodies.
The all-new Nissan Almera takes on every challenge with you, equipped with what you need. Premium and dynamic design that's an absolute stunner. Innovative tech for a drive that's safe and confident. And an efficient turbocharged engine to take you where you want to go. The all-new Nissan Almera challenged the standards.
Motul is the most trusted motor oil of the top teams competing in some of the world's most grueling race competitions: the WRC, the WTCC, and the Japan GT. Motul is the only 100% fully synthetic motor oil in the market. It has anti-oxidation properties that prevent premature thickening and aging due to thermal stress and guarantees total engine protection. For more information about Motul engine oils, visit www.motul.com.ph.
Welcome back to Autofocus, the country's premier automobile news and features electronic magazine. Our special feature is next. Is it worth the time and effort to modify the Kia Soluto? Find out from the guys at Speedlab as they juice up the engine of Kia's subcompact sedan.
Not everybody has a supercar. 99.995% of us normal people have a normal car, like a Kia Soluto. It can be a Honda Civic, can be a Honda City, can be a CR-V, can be a Jazz. Normal cars that normal people buy. I'm gonna dispel a little bit of some of the more popular myths out there that I keep hearing over and over again, such as number 1, walang kwenta i-mod yan kasi hindi turbo. That's wrong. Walang kwenta i-mod yan kasi automatic. That's also wrong. This Soluto is both non-turbo and it's an automatic. And it's a small 1.4 engine. But that doesn't mean we won't be able to make additional power from it. Don't expect earth-shattering Mustang level, supercar levels of power. Of course not. That's really unrealistic. But taken as a percentage of what the stock car is making, it is significant enough that you can feel it, and more importantly, it makes the car more enjoyable to drive. So let's open up the hood to see what we can do. Well, looks like a Kia Rio, and it also looks like a Hyundai Accent. Not very surprising because this car is built on exactly the same platform. One of the few ways that we're able to tell that the car is the same platform are a few things. There are things called hard points in the chassis, and these things mean that they can never be changed from car to car. So if two cars have the same hard points, that means they're the same platform. The most telling is because we've tried it already before. This is a strut bar. This is made for a Hyundai Accent. We've tested it so it fits. So that simply tells us that the distance between here and how it's screwed on, even the bolts here, they are exactly the same as an Accent. The engine itself is a telling point also that the 1.4 liter here is found in the Rio, is found in the Accent, so it's found also here in the Soluto, so it's the same thing. So with that out of the way, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing out the intake. So we'll be removing this one, the stock airbox here, this big rectangular plastic thing. We're going to be replacing it with a cane and cone filter. The other thing that we're doing is we're going to be replacing the header, which is this one here at the back. We'll be replacing it with a 4-1 header, which, yes, it will get rid of the catalytic converter, but at the same time, no, you will not fail emissions. No, you will not fail registration. You will still be able to register the car, and it will give you some power. And last but not least, we will be installing a unit chip to be able to tune the computer box of the car, which incidentally is this little thing over here. This one over here. This is the entire computer box of the car. It's that small. Those are the three things that we're going to be doing. And power-wise, I'm looking at around 12, 15, maybe 18 horsepower more. Okay, we are done with our Kia Soluto budget car mod. As you saw a while on the dyno, even I was surprised, made quite a bit of big power. We started at 83 horses and then we ended up with 112. Almost 30 horses. That's very surprising for a 1.4 engine. Normally we don't see any of these things. Okay. We've been reading horsepower numbers and brochures ever since cars started having all of these numbers, but just to put into perspective on what exactly does 30 horsepower equal to, because it's not exactly something that you can lift on your hands, feel how heavy it is, or any of that. Here's a good example that I always like to use. You see one of these scooters over there? That thing is around 5 to 6 horsepower. So 30 horses is adding 6 of those things to your car. On a more practical note, let's put it to it. 30 horsepower is 80% of what a Toyota Wigo makes, because a Wigo makes only about 40-45 horsepower. So that's another perspective that you can look at. Or 30 horsepower is equal to literally 30 caballo. 30 horses. You have pulling your carriage instead of 1 horse. Because that's the original meaning of horsepower anyway. But all of that simply translates to, now that our little 1.4 engine has a lot more power now, it's comparable actually to the bigger engine cars, meaning Civic 1.8, Lancer 2.0, Elantra 1.8. So it has as much horsepower as those cars. But that doesn't mean if you have that much power, you'll consume fuel like a 1.8 or a 2 liter. No. It's baliktad actually. With everything that we've done, we've increased the efficiency of the engine so it breathes easier, air goes in easier, air goes out easier. We've tuned the air-fuel ratio and the spark timing as well. All of this pretty much translates to about 8 to 10% better mileage if you're driving it normally. The reason why that happens is because with the response that we get now, you don't even have to step on the pedal that much to get the same amount of power. So before you step on the pedal this much, you get this power. Now it's only half and you get the same power. run it through one more time what we have done here. So the first things first is we took out the stock air box. We changed it with a K&N cone filter, which is basically just this one, a cone and a tube. And there's a breather hose here that has to go back. Advantage of having this is the air goes in more freely. It filters the air, the dirt particles from going to the engine. At the same time, the material is less restrictive and allows the engine to breathe easier. So that's step one, and the next step is what we did. We changed out the stock headers to a equal length 4-1 designs. These are the 4 exhaust headers. These are the 4 runners, so all of them are as equal in length as possible to get good maximum flow of the exhaust going out to the stock wire. Oh, by the way, the rest of this car still has stock exhaust, so there's virtually no change in sound. If this is the setup, it will sound exactly the same. It'll just go faster. And the last step that we have is, of course, the unit chip, which is this one. What this does is basically it wires in through here. This is the computer box. The long and short of it, this is engine tuning in the computer age. Tuning before is may carburetor ka, papalitan mo yung jetting, and then pinipihit-pihit mo yung spark plug distributor. This does exactly that, but through computer, because obviously there's no distributor anymore here. There's no carburetor either. Everything is controlled through the computer, and we need the unit chip to be able to interface with the stock computer. So we give commands to this one, then this one commands the ECU to say, oh, add more fuel, subtract more fuel, add more timing, reduce timing, so on and so forth. The long and short of it is that we're able to get a better air-fuel mixture to extract the maximum amount of power that our little 1.4 engine can do. And whatever we did here today is applicable throughout not just the Hyundai Kia range of vehicles, but pretty much any small engine, whether it comes from a Jazz, a Brio, Vios, Civic 1.8, any 4-cylinder engine. Pretty much this is what we do as a first step package if you want more power. So we change out the intake, we change out the header, and then we tune it. So no, just because, don't believe any of these people who tell you na, maliit na makina yan, walang kwenta i-mod yan. They're wrong. And yung isa pa, yung makina mo automatic yan, wag mo i-mod yan. They're also wrong. Don't listen to them. Any engine on planet Earth can be modified to make more power. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
It may not be a pocket rocket, but a juiced-up Kia Soluto could be a fun daily drive.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Mitsubishi Strada Athlete, confident to the core.
Welcome back. We have more cars for you to know and appreciate as we have our second car review this week. There is still a good-sized niche for MPVs in the local automobile market, even with a rise in preference for crossovers and SUVs. And this is where the GAC GN6 comes in.
GAC GAC Motor is a relative newcomer in the local automotive scene, arriving locally in 2018 but already with a full complement of vehicle models from passenger sedans and crossovers to SUVs, MPVs, and vans. This Chinese brand's entry into the mid-size MPV segment is the GAC GN6. At 4,780mm long, 1,860mm wide, and 1,730mm tall, the GN6 is among the longer and wider entries in the mid-size MPV market. The GN6 wheelbase is measured at a good 2,810mm, again among the longer wheelbases in other mid-size MPVs. There's no mistaking the GN6 for anything but an MPV, even with its all-new expansive yet stylish grille, the eagle-eye headlamp designed with wing-like DRLs, the integrated bumper with the uniquely framed fog lamps. Even its profile speaks of the GN6 as a practical multi-purpose vehicle and people mover despite the aerodynamic curves that GAC designers describe as inspired by the motion of swimming dolphins. The side view mirrors have turn signal indicators. The lone variant of the GN6 brought in by GAC Motor also features a sunroof. The wide doors open to a very roomy cabin that can more than comfortably sit 7 adults. 2 in the second row captain's chairs with fold-down armrests, and 3 in the third row bench seat with matching headrests. The seats are upholstered in leather that match the trim on the door and dash. The captain's seats slide and recline to give third row passengers even more legroom. Open the tailgate and one finds 324 liters of trunk space for luggage and other stuff. Fold the third row seat flat and space for luggage increases to 1,100 liters. The dashboard looks both quite modern and elegant with a 7-inch instrument and 8-inch infotainment displays housed in a single panel. The infotainment system comes with Bluetooth connectivity, Apple CarPlay, and a 6-speaker system. The center console also features cockpit controls for added convenience. There are also controls in the adjustable steering wheel for such functions as the audio and cruise control. The automatic climate system comes with controls in the center of the dash as well as vents for passengers in the rear. Other convenience features include power steering, power windows and doors, as well as keyless entry and push start and power outlets. USB ports, electronic parking brake. The all-new GN6 is powered by a 1.5-liter turbocharged inline-4 gasoline engine, already Euro 5 compliant, that generates 170 horsepower and 265 Nm of torque. The engine sends power and torque to the front wheels via a 6-speed automatic transmission that many would find to be silky smooth and virtually no shift lock. The GN6 has a curb weight of just 1,615 kilograms. This means its engine won't feel inadequate at any time on the drive. There's enough power for safe overtaking of slower cars. GAC's mid-size MPV feels just as smooth and easy to drive on congested city streets and open highways, especially with power steering that only needs a light touch. Cruise control is especially useful in keeping to speed limits inside tollways. NVH or noise, vibration, and harshness levels are brought down to a minimum. GAC Motor attributes this to what it calls 360-degree quiet car technology. It also cites the use of high-strength steel-safe chassis and an L-tape McPherson struts for the front suspension, which suppresses high-frequency vibration. Together with the rear twist beam, the GN6 suspension absorbs road imperfections well enough as not to be annoying on long or short drives. The brake system uses front ventilated and rear solid discs. It comes integrated with anti-lock brakes with electronic brake force distribution. Adding more confidence to safety on board the GN6 is the presence of the electronic stability program, traction control, hill ascent and descent controls. Parking the long and wide GN6 is made easier with rear sensors and camera. Also added for safety and security are 3-point seat belts, dual front and side airbags, ISOFIX child seat anchors, engine immobilizer, and anti-theft alarm. Overall, the GN6 is a good option for those looking for an MPV with premium interior qualities.
Overall, the GN6 is a good option for those looking for an MPV with premium interior qualities. Know more about your car and how to take care of it here on Autopedia.
So here in Speed Lab, it's not all about making cars go fast and more horsepower, more torque and all of that. We also do boring stuff like maintenance. Like on this 2009 Montero, it's a 10-year-old car. Things start to happen. Noises start to come out. You'll hear tok tok tok, ting ting ting, nyik nyik. That's normal for pretty much any car. Anything mechanical that moves will eventually develop some sort of sound because it's wear and tear over time. We already took this car out for a test drive, and from initially what we can tell, steering rack needs work because when you turn it, there's a tok 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 sound. And when you brake, there's also a clunk sound. So that means we have to check the brakes as well. Actually, you don't have to wait for the various sounds to come out. The reason why it's called PMS is called Preventive Maintenance Service. You prevent it from happening before it happens. So, very good example, stabilizer bushings. These normally wear out anywhere from a year to about 3 years, depending on the car. You don't have to wait for it to have a sound. But the bad part about being in the Philippines is, hindi pa sira yan, wag mo palitan. Thereby, there is no prevention that's happening. Pag sira na, saka mo papalitan. That is always the mentality of the Filipino people. Kasi, hindi sira, bakit ko papalitan? Gastos lang yan. And then when you ask for an estimate from the CASA of the preventive maintenance schedule, they include a lot of things. Let's say stabilizer bushing, shock absorber, axle boot, CV joint, shock mounting. All of these things are not broken yet, but about to break, will break, can possibly break. And then you get surprised of the bill. Oh, ba't ang dami? So it's more of a culture thing more than anything else. So if you really want a properly maintained car, even if it's not broke, you change it. The CASA's job is to maintain your car. Maintenance means you keep it running problem-free. Things like weird sounds coming from the suspension, there is already a problem. When the CASA gives you an enormous long list of things that need to be changed, it is because it is what, let's say, Honda or Toyota, the factory gives them. Okay, at X number of kilometers, change this, change that, even if it's not broken, for worry-free performance for the next X number of kilometers or miles. This may look very daunting to almost anyone. Your car is in pieces. Parang nangyari sa kotse ko, nakalas lahat. But that's the thing about cars. As long as it moves, it will break down, it will wear out. And the only real way to tell if a part is really worn out is not just by looking at it. You have to take it out and test it. A very good example is this one. Most everybody knows this is a shock absorber. This is what happens to a shock when it's not working. I mean, it looks okay. There's no leak. Physically and visually, everything looks fine. But you should be able to push it down easily and it should go up. Well, I can't push it down and it don't go up no more. So, hindi na yung ginagawa trabaho. It is absorbing no shock in your car. So the result is actually matalbog yung kotse or matagtag. In this case, it's matagtag because it is resisting the motion of the spring. So this shock is effectively throw away. Other small things that get broken are almost always rubber related. The metal itself, let's say this one, this is the ball joint. Itong bakal hindi naman nasisira to eh. I mean, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, overall this is fine. But the bearing inside here is actually a cup and a ball. Over time, pag gumagalaw, it wears out and gets loose. This, I should not be able to move by hand. Hindi dapat malambot to, dapat matigas to. And then, the easiest way to figure it out, if there's something wrong with it, you hit it really hard like this. This happens when you steer the car, so in this Montero's case, sabi niya, pag todo liko, may tumutunog na tok tok tok. Chances are it's this one. So that's another thing. Small non-critical items are like this one, steering axle boot. If this is still on the car, physically, okay naman ah. But only pag tinanggal mo, dun mo malalaman na punit na pala. And oil, grease will leak out through here. And pag nawalan ng grasa, umiingay yung pyesa. So we're changing it with a new one. Fresh and new. No hole, no nothing. Other items that have ball joints like this one, this is also part of the steering assembly. This is also soft. I should not be able to move this by hand, so should not make that sound also. So tapo na rin to. We have replacement parts for pretty much anything available on the market. If the Casa has it, there's always an equivalent replacement part. Cheaper than Casa, pretty much just as good also. Other things that we look out for are items that get worn out, like here, brake shoe. This is especially true for drum brake cars because it is behind the brake shoe, as in hindi mo nakikita. Part of periodic maintenance actually involves taking this entire thing out and physically checking the brake shoe here. This, by the way, is already, we replaced the brake shoe, and this is the original size, ganon kakapal. This is what your brake shoe is now, less than half the size already, so palitin na. And among other things, that brake rotors for the front. As you notice, this is very shiny right now because this has been refaced. This is the cheaper way to do it. You can actually reface rotors up to about 2 times before they get too thin to reface, and then you have to replace it because this does get worn down over time. So this is still fine. Most of the kalampag and other things that narinig mo while driving is pretty much suspension related. So periodic maintenance means visually checking each and every part by a shop that knows what it's doing, and then if needed be, take out the part to physically inspect it and test, like what we just did a while ago, to see if it's still working as it should. This is also why if you delay periodic maintenance and then wait until na medyo madami ng sira, when you ask for an estimate from the Casa or another shop, mahaba yung listahan. Eh, madaming sira eh. And can you tipid yung paggawa? Of course you can. O, gagawin mo lang to, ayaw mo to kasi mahal. Ayaw mo rin to kasi mahal. Ito, tsaka na to. But just like a person, you cure one ailment, the rest of the ailments are still there, madadamay at madadamay yan. Your brake pad is actually here, manipis na rin nga eh. That's less than half. New brake pads are like this. Old brake pads versus new brake pad. This is what's left on the old brake pad. This is what a new brake pad is. So times 2. Yes, there are now ceramic brakes. There are no more metallic brakes. There are no more asbestos brakes, as some of them old timers may remember. So it's pretty much this one. They're all ceramic now. So the noise and other weird noises are pretty much a thing of the past already. This is what's the inside of your drum brake. Looks pretty daunting na parang, dami naman yan, ano yan? This is the one that does the handbrake. This is the piston. Pag tumapak ka ng preno, fluid goes here, bumubuka to para itulak dun sa brake shoe. That's what actually does the braking. This thing here is the handbrake. Yung ratatatat narinig mo, ito yon. Here, fresh delivery from KYB Philippines, we have a set of new shocks for the Montero. This, by the way, is a KYB XLG. XLG is their line of OEM quality replacement shock absorbers. They are most normally known as KYB Color Black. Very simple. And it has to look exactly the same as your original shock absorber. Kailangan pareho itsura nito. Pag hindi pareho itsura, hindi papasok sa kotse. Same height, same everything. Remember the shock where it is so hard to push down and don't go up? Your new shock absorber should be fairly easy to push down and goes back up. This one will give you back the ride comfort in your car. Okay, our maintenance on the Montero is done. We've replaced a bunch of items in the suspension, most notably the shock absorbers, the rubber bushings underneath, stabilizer links, and a few maintenance items like axle boot. It's torn, we replaced that, and almost all the kalampag and noise and tick 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 tok 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 sounds are not present anymore. I won't say it drives like brand new, but it definitely drives a lot better than before it came into the shop and had all of this done. Then after everything, we put it on the dyno again and then we retuned it. So we got 200 horses. Not bad for a 10-year-old car. So once again, like the name says, PMS, Preventive Maintenance Service. You prevent it from breaking down. So bago masira, palitan. Wag yung Filipino way na pagsira at saka papalitan. So here at Speed Lab, we not only do racing and performance stuff, we actually do maintenance also, the boring things. Change oil, spark plug, engine overhaul we have to do also. Because first and foremost, if you want more power from your car, you have to make sure that your car is running well and in good condition first. You can't make a car more powerful if there's a bunch of problems wrong with it. So we have to address that, and that's what we do also. Anything mechanical as far as engine and suspension related is concerned, we also do that. Have a problem with your car, weird noises, bring it over to the shop so we can test drive it, and most importantly, we can hear what the sounds are, because you can message us through Facebook also, but saying something like, may ingay yung kotse ko at may kalampag does not really help us in diagnosing what the noise is. So it's better to bring the car in for us to see, test drive. You drive it, you let us hear what the noises are, and then together we can look at the car and we can point out, oh, this is the potential problem, this is what we see, ito may tulo, ito may tagas, and all of that. So at least you get a first-hand view and what exactly is wrong with your car, and to know that, okay, these are the things that I need to replace.
That's our feature on Autopedia this week. Taking care of your ride has been made easier. And that's Autofocus this week. We hope you have found this edition of your electronic automobile magazine informative as well as entertaining. Check us out on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. On behalf of my dad, Butch Gamboa, this has been your host, Ray Louie Gamboa. Please stay safe and healthy.